All right, traders, it is the 1st of October, 2017. My name is Jameson. Let's revisit Bitcoin here as we're trading into a prior supply line that's present. So before we'd identified some distribution here in the 4-hour chart that resulted in the transition from distribution to a markdown, which then created a sign of weakness on a daily time frame. So if this whole complex here is distribution, that would be the sign of weakness. And as we trade higher, that would be the last point of supply. However, on the 4-hour candlestick chart that we're looking at, that may be an actual invalidation point that we have. Let's visit a little bit more closely. So we have a nice little sign of weakness that then should rally higher, give us a last point of supply, and then break back down. However, the inability to break down further and create a lower low suggests that supply was unable to overcome demand. And if you look at the characteristics that it broke down, or you correlate it to the volume, there was no supply, there's no weak hands. That created a higher low. That's a change in character. We then therefore broke above this last point of supply. I would label that as a sign of strength because the demand was able to overcome demand. Now we still traded into this prior level of support, so you have to be a little cautious here because this prior level of support is still being confirmed as resistance. So you have to anticipate that there's going to be a little sell-off. We did have another sell-off, and we retested, and we just reconfirmed this prior level of support as such. And as a matter of fact, you can see that there was a little bit of supply that presented that did not result in a lower low. That's some bullish accumulation, some absorption. You have to ask yourself, in the presence of the supply, if there's so much supply, why didn't we have a lower low? And the answer is because there must have been buyers there. So then prices kind of milled up a little higher. We re-achieved this 50% retracement of this actual down move. That now places Bitcoin in some bullish technical strength, and now we continue to melt up higher. Unfortunately, while we're doing so, the up thrusts are actually shortening, and we can see that demand is actually contracting. So the only benefit here truly at the present time is that although prices continue to trade higher into this longer term supply zone that's here, I anticipate we're going to see some sellers that are present. There's really no supply, not a lot of weak hands that are present. So in the absence of selling, I would suggest that prices have the ability to continue higher. But I do recognize that we have a bearish ascending wedge that's present, and it's bearish because the upthrusts are shortening and demand is contracting. So this kind of suggests that prices could pull back, and they could pull back as deep as 3680.29, and that would still leave Bitcoin in bullish technical position based on this current upwave that's present. I did want to point out as well that this distribution and markdown that's here did find support on the 61.8% retracement of this larger upwave here. So that's kind of sexy observation that's there. So be a little cautious. Bitcoin's trading into this previous high that's here. It's doing so with a little less participation that it had recently, and there's a shortening of the up thrust is present. That suggests that there might be kind of a pullback. I might not. I would withdraw any participation. I'd look for an opportunity to place a trade harmonic with this current, bullish trend here on a pullback. And again, I would look for about that 50% retracement, or if you're looking for that golden 61.8, that's about 35.1595. All right, traders, good luck.